My name's Emmanuel Ngongo. I come from Nairobi, and I run the initiative known as the Green Teams Initiative. And the Green Teams Initiative is basically a Tällberg story by all intents and purposes. Started last year in June as we were working towards going to the Rework the World Summit. And the concept behind the Green Teams Initiative is to try and connect the problem that we have in Africa today. We have increasing populations of young people, many of them very educated, and they do not have jobs to actually turn to. And at a global level, we have the problem, the global ecological challenge, that is climate change, and many leaders trying to resolve these very global crises that we have today. And so, how do we connect these two very diverse realities from a very local point of view and from a very global point of view? And to be able to then come up with an employment program that will be able to massively engage young people who are in a way turning into social conflict in communities. And this story began in June last year as a vision presented at a plenary within the Tällberg conceptual framework, and has been growing. And today I'm glad to announce that we have been able to start training young people on green entrepreneurship, putting them into green jobs in communities. We have been able to get partnerships with a number of agencies that have helped us to reach out to young people in communities. We did a training in Mombasa that connects young people who will be able to restore the ecology within Mombasa city, and as well as across the seashore on the Indian Ocean, and give them real tools to make money in the process. We have done 2 trainings in Nairobi. We have done a training in Kampala in Uganda. We recently just finished the training in Kigali, and now moving into West Africa, where we're going to later on this month have a training in St. Louis city in Kigali. What has really struck me is that there's a lot of interest in the green teams across this terrain in Africa. We have clearly connected the issues of youth unemployment to climate change. And the lesson that we are learning today is that the model works. It may not make meaning to some of these big institutions that are trying to resolve this from an illusion point of view, but in a very practical way, it is creating opportunities for young people. It is getting young people out of idleness in communities, and it is adding value to the livelihoods of young people who are now contributing towards national development, but from a very local point of view. This is one of the biggest stories that is actually emerging today, and we are looking forward to creating more partnerships. Of course, the opportunity that the Tällberg Foundation and the Tällberg Forum has been able to offer is to be able to share this story in an audience that is brought from different parts of the world, and we've been able to do the connections that will be able to help us address this complex issue that is affecting us today. The future is green. I have no doubt in my mind. And it is only green jobs that are actually going to be the economic boon for the African continent. The West has been able to do a lot of destruction ecologically. Africa hasn't contributed as much to the destruction that we have today. And we now need to start asking ourselves those difficult questions. What is the most responsible thing that we can be able to do? And that's a big question to the Western capitals. What are you doing to be able to resolve this global crisis? Because we will sit around, continue politicking around the G20 and all these politics that come with it, but what is the reality? Multilateral companies are sitting around. They know very well that we need to change the way we do business. Otherwise, our ecosystem is going to actually shatter on us. And so the future of our environment, the future of this world relies on the very new emerging jobs that are coming out of communities. And there is no doubt in my mind, those jobs are going to be created out of the environment, out of the communities, and these jobs are green. That is the only way to go right now. There is no other answer.